What's up, YouTube? Today, also ignore the chaos in the back. I'm still unpacking. I'm almost done. I got all my stuff in my room. Um, I just got a lot of shit. Uh, like a lot. That's a picture one of my friends got me from China. It's really cool. Um, I just got a lot of shit, and I'm still organizing through it right now. And I don't got my dresser here yet. So all of my clothes are hung up right there. That's not even all of them. There's a giant bin of clothes also that I have to wash. From moving. Today we're here with Zoro. But in today's video, I want to talk about just relationships, not necessarily any type of relationship. I mean all, like friends, family, significant other. The reason that made me starting to think about these things is because in at the end of this month, it'll be around a year since me and my ex broke up, and I generally don't know how to feel about it. Because we shared a long time together, 3 and a couple month relationship, 3 years and a couple months relationship. Yeah. So we just spent a lot of time together, and it's just hard to think about. Not hard to think about as it it's just not confusing, but what the fuck word am I thinking of? It's damn. But I've gotten used to it, learning how to live by myself and alone. I'm not completely not have a roommate, but what I mean that I don't have somebody to talk to at all times of the day. I'm kind of just doing things on my own, and it took some time to get used to. But now I kind of enjoy being alone because it gives me a lot of time to think and reflect on myself. But one of the things I wanted to talk about is control in relationships. When it comes to family, friends, significant others, if I feel like if you love them, you should just love them for who they are and not try to change the habits they have. Because at that point, you're just trying to control them. It's more about control rather than love. Once you get to nitpicking everything they do and everything they say, it turns into more of a control thing instead of you just loving this person. And I've dealt with my case of that. Towards the end of me and my ex's relationship, most of the relationship was fine. We had our hiccups, we had bad times, but towards the end, we started trying to control what each other did, just nitpicking each other a lot about habits that we had, or how we expressed ourselves, or how we text, or how we said certain things, and that's not okay, because that's more about control than it is about loving that person. You should just be there for the person, and this also is another way for me to sit there and talk about my ex, because even though it's been a year, I'm still getting over it, I don't want to sit there and talk to my friends every time I have a thought or a new revelation, or just want to talk about her, but no, I don't talk about her in a negative way. Never talk about your significant other, even if it's your ex, in a negative way. Even if it ended bad. If it ended bad, just move on. You loved them at one point in your life, so keep it that way. Unless they did you very dirty. But yeah, so I don't drive my friends crazy talking about it, because I don't believe that somebody tell you just to move on, they've probably never been like felt the relationship that deep before. So to them it's like easy, you know. It's like, oh, just move on already. There's plenty of people out here. That is true, but I feel like the internet makes it to where we think that we have more options than we truly have, and we don't cherish the relationships that we make. So I don't mind grieving a relationship that was very deep, grieving the ending of it. I believe that it's gonna take me a long time to move completely past there, because it's a 3 year long relationship and it was very deep in emotions, right? We had each other's back most of the time. I wouldn't be who I am today without her. Um, and for her the same. She learned a lot. I learned a lot. Um, but at the same time, nigga gotta work. Ooh, can I see that? We're good. We're like 6 minutes in. Bro gotta worry about himself, you know? You gotta make sure he's happy. Yes, I still think about her. Yes, I wonder how she's doing. But like, life is life, gang. Just toughen up. But that also, like, the ending of a relationship also gave me a understanding that in order to have transformation, you have to have a loss of something. For me, I needed a transformation of how I viewed life and the way I was carrying myself. That required me to lose certain things in order to see that properly. For my case, I lost my ex-girlfriend and a few friends. And that really changed the way I view everyone and myself. So if there's a big change happening in your life and it's like negative, it's probably for your better good. You should probably take it and you use that experience as a learning lesson. But getting back on topic, relationships they're difficult. It doesn't matter if it's family, it doesn't matter if it's friends, they're difficult. They're hard sometimes. Sometimes you gotta move away from people. Sometimes you gotta fight for people to be, like, fight to not lose certain people because they're going through their own things. So, also, yeah, don't tell somebody just to move on from their ex. They're feeling emotions right now. They're feeling things, you know. They're just feeling life. You know, they're living. If you're feeling pain or love or all these things, you're living. You're being human. So don't try to tell them they should just get over it and ignore it, because that's not how humans work. We're supposed to feel our emotions, and that's fine. Sorry, I'm paying with this pen. So I feel like we get obsessed in relationships. We get obsessed with trying to micromanage the relationship, trying to make sure this person stays this image of how we view them. I don't think we should do that. I think we should love everyone that we have relationships with. Even if that means you have to love them from a distance, because you have to protect your peace. I feel like that's fine. I have a lot of family members that I wouldn't want to personally stay around them, but I love them. I love them from a distance. And that is okay. Because you can't change people. You can't change people's habits. You can let them know about them and how they're negative for their life, but you can't tell them to stop doing it, because they're going to stop when they want to. They're going to continue when they want to. So just let it. Like, all my friends, when I smoked cigarettes, they all told me that I shouldn't and that I should stop. But I was going through it bro. Like, I was going through a lot of emotions during the time. Cigarettes helped me. It helped in that moment. But now looking back on it, it didn't really. It just allowed me to push down my emotions and not feel them in the moment because they were too much for me to feel at that moment. So I smoked cigarettes. Clean now. I haven't smoked one in a very long time, and I'm proud of myself. I'm trying to make it to a year, but yeah, don't have expectations in a relationship. Like expectations of the other person, because yes, they should make you happy. Yes, they should make you feel safe, but having these, like, you should have boundaries, not expectations. You have expectations to somebody. If they don't fulfill those, it causes negativity. Like, you'd have a negative view of this person, but it's not their job to fulfill these expectations you put upon them. You know, and when I, like, that person just signed up to love you, and that's it. And you signed up to love that person. If you have to put expectations on that person, why? You should love that person for who they are if you truly love them. I'm not talking about the bare minimum gang. Also, you shouldn't be cheating. You shouldn't be lying. You shouldn't be, like, doing things behind your significant other's back and stuff like that. That's crazy. I don't consider those expectations because that is, like, the bare minimum that every relationship everyone should know not to, do those things. But yeah, allow your friends to feel their emotions. When it comes to friends, don't change your friends. Don't try to change your friends. Just try to be there for them. If you have a friend that keeps going back to an ex, be there for them. Let them know that their habits are destructive towards them. But at the same time, don't try and force them to do these things. And if you can't stand watching it, then just separate yourself from it. Because that's their life. That's what they want to do. That's how they're going to learn. You're blocking a life lesson for them, and it could cause them to repeat it in the future. So allow them to learn from life. Without it, they're just going to continue repeating the cycles. Somebody will get embarrassed enough and they'll stop. But yeah, hope this all makes sense because I'm just rambling. Today, I'm just doing a bunch of shit, organizing. After this, I'm probably gonna make a TikTok and then do my hair because it's starting to look a little crazy. Probably study some Chinese. That's what I've been doing lately. Studying Chinese. It's pretty fun. Shit. Have a few Chinese friends. That's what I learned. But yeah. Cherish your relationships for what they are and not for what you want them to be in your head. But I'm also not telling you to be a pushover. Express yourself. Let that person know the things that they do have an effect on you. But if they continue doing it, life is going to show them. Family is a hard one because they help raise you. So when somebody's helping raising you, you get older and realize that they aren't okay. It's kind of hard to let them know because you're just a child to them. But at the same time, even though you're very young, you haven't got the experience that they've had. If you're in more of a stable mental state than they are, you should probably just listen to them, even if they're younger. I don't know that it makes sense. If the person that's younger are in a better mental state than you should probably listen to them, because obviously you're doing something right. But once again, that's your lesson to learn. Fully Cooley, second favorite anime. Sorry, got sidetracked. Gang, I have ADHD. That's one thing. So sometimes when I'm talking, I might just point out things or say random shit. But yeah, relationship is challenging. My last relationship was the best thing I've ever did, but also, no, one of the best things I've ever did. Not the best, but one of definitely the best things I've ever did. I've definitely learned the most from it, and also simultaneously, even though it was one of the best things I've ever did, simultaneously one of the hardest things I've ever did. Trying to, I don't think people talk about how hard relationships are, because everyone just is, I feel like in our day and age, we just expect them to be easy, just because you like this person, or expect them to just work. That's not how it actually works. There's a lot of times where you're gonna argue, you're gonna not get along, and that is okay. It's more about learning how to deal with it and fix the issue that is at hand. Unless you're purposely trying, got some weird shit over your significant other's purposely trying to hurt you emotionally, then don't work through that shit. Just walk away. It's not worth dealing with. Or worth trying to fix. They got some shit going on. Let them deal with their shit. But also, that relationship also made me realize that in order for me to be in I had to be alone in order for me to be in a healthier relationship in the future. That's why I don't regret the breakup at all. It's because in order for me to have fixed my life and understand that there's things that I need to change, I needed to be alone. And I'm not telling you to just break up with your significant other to work on yourself. No, you can do that while being together. But my case specifically, I needed something to give me a wake up call. I needed something to snap me out of it, you know? And it did. So now I don't plan on dating for a while, because I want to respect my time to myself, because I need, I don't know, the comfort of being alone and being able to think about what you want and things that help reflect on yourself without there being another person there is a lot easier. Also, I'm not the dating around type. I don't really date around. Even when I was trying to talk to new people, I didn't like it. Yeah, when I got with my ex, I wasn't dating around. I was just going through life, and I just met her. I don't like dating around or trying to find someone. I prefer it just to come about naturally. And also don't like talking to new people, and I'm trying to get that. I'm trying to unlearn that habit, because I like people. I just don't like talking to new people. So I don't know what to say. You can tell probably while watching these videos, a lot of times I don't know what to say. Like, I want to say certain things like it's on my mind, but it won't come out. But yeah, relationships are difficult, but I think that is what makes them interesting. You're dealing with somebody else's point of view. You're not looking at life purely through yours. Even though you're your own person, you're still looking through life through another person's lenses. Don't ever let somebody who's bitter tell you that, like, it's not worth it or something, or that you wasted your time. You didn't. You learned things, you learned new experiences, you got to see the side of someone that most people that have ever met that person has never seen before. My ex has seen sides of me that my friends that have been my friends all my life has never seen. And I've seen sides of her that her childhood friends have never seen. And that just comes with having a really deep connection like that. And getting to experience that side of somebody is a beautiful thing. And it should be cherished. So no, I don't regret the breakup. No, I don't regret the relationship. No, do I think it was a waste of time. I had fun. I enjoyed my time with her. And that's okay for it to be over, you know? Life goes on. No matter if you like it or not, it goes on. So, even if you're heartbroken after a relationship, don't sit there and dwell on it too much. Well, I can't say that, because I still think about my breakup. But, like, don't let it crush who you are. Deal with it, you know? Be strong. Because there's moments in the day where I think about her. There's times where I even want to reach out, but I go, no, shouldn't do that, you know? She's living her life, I'm living mine. Leave it at that. So, like, and it's been a year, and I still think about it. So, and it's not that I am trying to hold on. It's more of a thing of, it just takes time. It takes time. You're gonna hurt. The timeline isn't, I can't give you like a step by step of how to get over your ex, because honestly, the real answer is time. And for some cases, you might never get over her. I think for me, for example, I can't tell the future, but I can tell how I feel right now. For me, I don't think I'll ever get over her to the point where I don't think of her at least once every couple months, because she was such a big part of my life at one point. Will that say I won't ever date again? Probably not. No. Wait a second, that sounded wrong. Do that mean I will never date again? No, that does not mean that. But it means that this person left a mark on my life that is permanent. The ghost of her is always going to be lurking. Not because I'm holding on, but more because once I think about a certain part of my life, it automatically includes her. If I'm in my 40s and I start talking about my early 20s, She was such a big part of my early 20s that I won't be able to talk about my early 20s without thinking about her in it, you know? Um, and I feel like that's okay because that's a lesson. I feel like a lot of people, we try to forget about our exes. We try to forget about our relationships that didn't work, and I don't feel like that's the right thing to do. I feel like you should remember those things because those things will help you in the future, building new relationships with people. It might hurt to remember, but hurting is what makes you human. So why try it and fight it, you know? But once again, I'm some nerd on the internet with an anime poster behind them. I could just be talking straight bullshit right now. So don't take everything you see on the internet as like a fact. That's just how I personally feel. I personally feel like I don't want to forget. Because once I forget the lessons that came with everything. So I want to remember her. I want to remember our relationship. And I don't want to forget and move on as if nothing ever happened. Because that's not true. Something did happen. Something very important happened, actually. And if you're a friend and you're telling your friends to just move on or just get over it, shut the fuck up. Let them feel his emotions. Let him feel sick. You know? He's going to be heartbroken. She's going to be heartbroken. It's going to suck for a while. But let them feel that. They'll learn from it. Once again, it's been a year. Don't know how I feel. It's been multiple years since I talked to a couple of my friends. Don't know how to feel about that either. But I do know I want to continue going. See what life has in store for me for the future. If those friends come back around in the future, if my ex come back around in the future, so it be. That's just life. But don't sit around and hope for these people to come back into your life. Live life. You can want them back in your life. But wanting something and sitting around like moping about it is two different things. I want a lot of things to happen, but they don't. But does that mean I'm gonna sit around and just be sad that these things aren't happening? No. You just gotta keep going. Life isn't gonna wait for you, you know? And I'm learning that. So you just gotta keep going. And I'm trying to word what I want to say next correctly before I say it. Sorry, I tend to think faster than I talk, and it comes out wrong sometimes. But yeah, just be excited for what the future has waiting for you, because you never know. You can meet somebody new. You could rekindle with old friends. You could rekindle with old exes. You could open up new chapters in your life. Anything can happen. And I think you should always be open to those things. New relationships. Everything. Remember, relationships aren't about control, but more about experiencing something new with somebody else. Because once it's about control, it's no longer love. It is about controlling the other person's life. So, always love somebody unconditionally, even if that means it has to be from a distance. For example, I have a family member. They're toxic to their own self. But I love them unconditionally. I love them. Even if they're that way to themselves. Because I can't control it. I can't control their life. They're the way that they're going to be until they decide to change. If they never decide to change, that's what they wanted. It's not about what I want. So I love them from a distance. Say hi when I have to. Say I love you when when I want to. See them when I want to. But I don't allow them to ever be that close. That might sound sad, and it is, but that's just the reality that has to come sometimes. For example, my ex, I love that girl. But I understand that things are over, and I have to love them from a distance because it's over, you know? So I shouldn't think too much about her, about her. Think about the times that we had, when I want to, when I feel like it, and carry on with life. I'm gonna meet new people. I might get into new relationships. I just broke my fucking pen. I just broke my fucking pen. I can't use the yellow one no more. But yeah, I might even meet new people. What the fuck, brother? My friend brought me this back from Taiwan. Oh, fixed it. But yeah, that's just life. Life isn't, you can't get what you want all the time, you know? If you're in a relationship with somebody and you're getting what you want every moment of that relationship, something's wrong. Either your significant other is sacrificing a lot for you to feel comfortable, or you're taking a lot from your significant other. There should be times where you don't get what you want in a relationship, and that's okay. And that's something I had to learn. But once again, I've been talking for 30 minutes. Sum this up. Relationships end. Relationships begin. You should never try to control a relationship or a significant other in a relationship because they're their own person. You should only love them unconditionally for who they are. That is what it means to love somebody, not control. Control is not love. It's manipulation. And you should be kind and be grateful for what the future has for ahead of you. For what the future is planning for you, you know? Your future is the present. So whatever you're doing now, it's going to set up your future, you know? But have a nice day. Get up, do something. Enjoy your day. Smile. See the sun.